Hello, this is Jim Skelly, and this is the second of our mini lectures for the fall of 2010 in the Global Conversation. I've just returned from Hungary, from the Institute for Social and European Studies, and we now have a full complement of students. I believe, I haven't looked carefully at the number, but I believe that it's about 45 students in total. A number of technical issues I want to talk to you about. One is that with regard to browsers, a couple of people have been trying to use Mozilla Firefox to open certain links that we have, and it seems not to work. You may therefore find it useful to use Internet Explorer rather than Mozilla Firefox. A couple of other things. You need to choose your learning circles. So if you have not sent me, or you can send them to Jenna Goodhand in Hungary, choose your learning circle topics. We want to get them set up by next week so that we can start work in the learning circles. Also, there's a couple of other things I want to talk to you about. One of them is a note that I received from Bud Meehan. Bud Meehan is a senior professor at the University of California, San Diego. He, like me, is a social constructivist in his perspective about social realities. He's also very well known in the field of educational sociology, or the sociology of education, if you will. Bud is a longtime friend and collaborator with me. And he will be offering the course at the University of California, San Diego, starting in January. I want to read something that he wrote to me, because he suggested to me that there was implicit in much of what I've been saying about this course a sociological analysis, and Bud suggested that it would be worthwhile to make that more explicit, and I couldn't agree more. So let me read you what he just sent me, and it's the following, and I quote, I am privileged to be a visitor in this course. I thought you might be interested in my thoughts about the course. As an instructor in college-level courses in the University of California, I am pleased to experience the pedagogical position that Jim is adopting. Issues associated with climate change, food shortages, especially among low-income populations in the U.S. and throughout the world, nuclear proliferation, and others that threaten the life of our planet and the possibility of humans on it, are frequent topics in public political discourse. Unfortunately, so much of the commentary is ideologically tainted, hysterical, and devoid of evidence supporting claims. The Global Conversation course is vitally concerned with these topics concerning sustainability. But Jim has been careful to organize the course and the materials investigated week by week in a decidedly non-ideological manner. He does not, and Bud emphasizes the word not, advocate insistently for any one particular political position. Instead, he is careful to present materials that challenge everyone's common sense and often taken for granted assumptions, and then forces us to consider them in the face of evidence. To me, this represents the most appropriate way to organize instruction, especially at the college or university level. To be sure, participants will come away from the course with particular political positions, but these will not be imposed positions. Students who engage the materials presented in the comments by course participants, especially those pro-offered by the instructor, will emerge with a critical perspective. Ideally, this critical stance will be a tool useful beyond the borders of this course. The critical stance will assist participants to engage other topics essential for the human condition in other contexts. End quote. Thanks to Bud for that. He, too, is someone who is concerned with us connecting the dots. And so one of the things we've been emphasizing in the last couple of days, and I want to draw this to your attention as well, Jenna Goodhand has posted in a separate forum at the top of the course webpage an assignment. It's a simple assignment called Making Connections. We see this as a way for you to think about connecting the dots. We want you to be able to take a holistic perspective on our condition here on this planet. And this, it seems to me, is a good introductory way to do that. So take a look at that. Please, make those connections, engage in that. And more generally, I've been pleased to see that many people are posting to the discussion fora. You can start your own discussion, if you would like, on a particular topic of interest. And also, don't hesitate to get to know each other. I mean, you can send messages directly to each other as well, and get to know each other as human beings who have shared common concerns. One of the concerns, and I'm going to send you an article from Environmental News Network about the problem of groundwater. We're losing the very water we need to make food, to grow crops. And one of the things I hope will happen, and we have a number of students in Kansas at McPherson College taking the course this semester. I wonder if they wouldn't, if the students in Kansas wouldn't start to investigate what is happening to one of the world's largest aquifers. It's underneath Kansas and much of the central part of the United States. It's called the Ogallala Aquifer. And there is some thought that the Ogallala Aquifer is not being replenished. This is true around the world. This is a phenomenon that is occurring more and more. Less melt from ice packs and snow, etc. Rivers not running as fully as they once did. So take a look, our friends in Kansas, and let us know what you can about the Ogallala Aquifer, because I think all of our lives depend on water, and we need to be attentive to it. So you'll all let me know about the learning circles. That's one thing. But also take a look this week at some of the materials in the course itself. You should be sort of on to theme 3, and possibly even into theme 4 by now. So, take a look at that. There's a couple of very interesting videos, The Story of Stuff, which many of you probably have heard of. Also, the world's biggest garbage dump, the issue of plastic in the ocean. The Pacific Ocean has an enormous area which is filled with plastic, with all sorts of consequences for ourselves. The fish eat it, we eat the fish. Problematic. Also, take a look at the video on electronic waste and what happens when you dump waste in other parts of the world. There's also a very interesting article which most students find very important in the course. That article is an article by the sociologist Amitai Etzioni. It's in under theme 3, and it's titled America Spent After Consumerism. Take a look at that. And also, you'll find, I really think you'll find the video under the 4th theme, The Century of the Self. Very interesting. It's only part 1 of The Century of the Self, but I think you'll find this very, very compelling. Let me know if you have any comments. Please join the course discussions, become engaged, and don't hesitate to contact me directly or to contact any of the teaching assistants if you have any questions or there are issues that you would like to discuss further. All the best, and I'll talk to you in a week's time.